Hi, everyone. TJ Alds again, I-45 now, getting some more returns in. We did have a request from some folks when we scrolled across the bottom. They said it was too hard for them to follow. We said, okay, we'll go ahead and just bring them up. Now, so when you see these numbers here, I want you to understand something here. There's a bit of a discrepancy. Now, the numbers we're showing on things like House District 23, State House District 23, and Texas Senate District 11 on the primaries. We're showing what is all the voting precincts that the state has. So we're going by their numbers because that's where all the collection is going to be. So, but if you added up what was in Harris County and what was in Galveston County separately, these numbers would look a whole lot different now. But again, as things kind of work their way out in the evening. So I don't want anyone to get a shock when they see this here. Mays Middleton, who was the heavy favorite in this, based on the state numbers. These are the state numbers. This is what they've got reported into them because it's several areas, and that's what we go by. Mays Middleton at 6,798 votes, which shows them trailing Bianca Gracia, who has 8,008 votes. Now, when we went in and looked at the Harris County numbers and the Galveston County numbers, there were way more votes in there for Mays Middleton. It shows him with more than 65% of the vote in both of those counties right there. It's going to make up a huge portion of that vote. So these numbers are going to change later on. I don't want anyone to say we're showing anything shocking. Nothing's going to change as far as the actual results because they're already done. They're in there. They're just going to be counted. And that is how it goes. Saying here, the state actually is not reporting any numbers yet on State House District 23. So the only thing we have to give you right now is our Galveston County numbers. So this is Galveston County early numbers only. Pat Gursky, 1,691 votes. Dr. Abel Longoria at 910 votes. Terry Leo Wilson at 1,329 votes. So she's in second there. And Dr. Gina Smith at 1,098 votes. Again, waiting on the state numbers on that one. But I did want to at least get something in. A lot of interest in that race. If when it goes to, more likely it's going to go to a runoff as we look at that here. And it's interesting to see here Gina Smith performing pretty strong, by the way. A lot stronger than a lot of people thought she would be. Terry Leo Wilson, obviously the former State Board of Education member, who is in second place there. And Pat Gursky, former prosecutor in Galveston County, and then went on to handle things in the Veterans Court. Now he's in private practice. And there was a big campaign calling him a rhino and the like because of his alignment with Craig Island, the former state rep who was a Democrat for this area here. But that's the numbers that are so far. Again, those are Galveston County only. We don't have the state shows 0 on all of those. Again, the state numbers are going to be somewhat behind on some things until they get reported. Galveston County Treasurer, these numbers we know are up to date until the next. We expect another batch of results. These are early numbers only. And Kevin Walsh, the incumbent, is trailing Hank Dugie by a good amount here. Dugie with 9,108 votes, I should say. Dominating in that race, Kevin Walsh, the incumbent, at 4,156. Janet Hoffman there almost, she's at 3,348. But with that, if he holds the percentages, he will avoid a runoff. That's if he holds that percentage. We're going to see how the day of results come in. These are, again, statewide numbers here. This is Congress, Texas 14, the Democratic primary. Michael Williams, 6,053 votes. Eugene Howard, 6,233 votes. Should point out that Howard, who is the head of the Brazoria County NAACP, doesn't actually live in the congressional district. Not required, by the way. A lot of people may not know that, but he doesn't live in the congressional district. He lives in a different congressional district, but nevertheless, leading the way in the Democratic primary there. Michael Williams from Kemah is a lawyer from Kemah. And Randy Weber, we can declare him as going ahead and getting the renomination for his seat on the Republican side, and then he'll face off with that winner between Michael Williams and Eugene Howard. Randy Weber, more than 90% of the vote there. His challengers weren't much and weren't doing a whole lot to really get it out there to beat him at all. Galveston Court, number 2, we already declared this one earlier. Kerri Foley on her way to re-election. There is no Democrat, so the Republican primary winner will win that. Kerri Foley, 624 votes. Ken Clark, Commissioner Precinct 4 in Galveston County, no Democrat running, so the winner of this primary wins it. Ken Clark with a comfortable lead there over Dr. Matt Robinson in that race along the way. So you can see that we're seeing some things already pull through. A close race now coming through here. This is for Justice of the Peace Precinct 2 GOP primary. There is no Democrat running here. Mike Nelson, the incumbent, leading the way right now by a couple hundred, or right around a couple hundred votes, or close to 100, couple hundred votes, 2,710 votes to Blake Apffel's 2,500 votes, 2,576 votes in that race. The other race we've already declared, so this will be the third one we've declared for the night. Pat McGinnis on his way to re-election as Galveston County Republican Party chairman. He is just dominating here. 11,193 votes in early vote. There's not enough on election day to cap up on that one, him defeating Norman Papoose. There was some interest in the State Board of Education. Julie Pickren at 22,277 votes, just dominating the way. She holds that percentage, she wins and avoids a runoff in that race there. So that's our recap of things tonight. As I said, we've already called it for Kerri Foley in her race tonight. Along the way, called it for Congressman Randy Weber in his GOP race tonight to face either Michael Williams or Eugene Howard coming up in November. That one is still a close race in the Democratic primary there, and the other race we covered have declared so far is Pat McGinnis dominating as for re-election toward the GOP chair. And we're going to get some more numbers here. We'll look at the Harris County races as well when we come back on the flip side. And we'll have those for you. I'm TJ All. It's I-45.